The internet is buzzing with claims that Elon Musk has finally released a $10,000 house that's about to revolutionize affordable housing forever. Social media is flooded with videos showing sleek, modern tiny homes with Tesla logos, promising that the world's richest man has cracked the code to solving the housing crisis with a home that costs less than most people's cars. But here's the thing, and this might shock you, most of what you've been seeing isn't actually true. Today we're going to dive deep into the real story behind Elon Musk's connection to affordable housing, what's actually happening with these mysterious tiny homes, and why the truth is both more complicated and more fascinating than the viral headlines suggest. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what's real, what's hype, and what this all means for the future of how we live. Across Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, you'll find thousands of posts claiming that Elon Musk is personally launching Tesla houses for anywhere between $5,000 and $12,000. These posts show beautiful, modern tiny homes with sleek designs, solar panels, and the Tesla logo prominently displayed. The captions promise that these homes are finally hitting the market and will solve the housing crisis once and for all. The problem? According to PolitiFact, one of America's most respected fact-checking organizations, these claims are completely false. In their November 2024 investigation, they found zero evidence that Elon Musk or Tesla is in the business of manufacturing or selling houses. No official announcements from Tesla, no credible news reports from major outlets, and no mention of any house products on Tesla's official website beyond their existing solar panels and solar roof tiles. So where did all this confusion come from? The answer lies in a fascinating mix of internet misinformation, wishful thinking, and a real company that actually does make the kind of innovative housing that people associate with Elon Musk's vision of the future. While Elon Musk isn't manufacturing $10,000 houses, he does have a connection to revolutionary affordable housing, just not in the way the viral videos claim. The real story centers around a Nevada-based company called Boxabl and their flagship product, the Casita. Boxabl has developed something genuinely innovative, a fully functional house that folds up like a giant piece of origami for transport. Imagine a complete home with a kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, and living space that can be folded flat, loaded onto a truck, and delivered anywhere in the country. Once it arrives at your location, it unfolds in about an hour into a fully livable 361 square foot home. The Casita isn't just a glorified shed or RV. It's a real house with 9.5-foot ceilings, full-sized appliances, complete electrical and plumbing systems, and modern finishes that wouldn't look out of place in a luxury apartment. The walls are made of steel and foam structural panels that are fire, flood, and hurricane resistant. It comes with LED lighting throughout, vinyl flooring, and even room for a king-size bed. But here's the crucial detail that the viral videos get wrong. The Casita doesn't cost $10,000. According to Boxabl's official website, the studio version starts at $60,000. That's still remarkably affordable for a complete house, but it's 6 times more expensive than the viral claims suggest. So how did Elon Musk get connected to the story? In 2021, reports emerged that Musk had sold off his entire real estate portfolio. We're talking about mansions worth tens of millions of dollars, and was living in a small modular home near SpaceX's Starbase facility in Texas. Multiple sources, including Business Insider, confirmed that Musk was using a $50,000 prefab house from Boxabl as a guest house on his property. This wasn't just a publicity stunt. Musk has been vocal about his belief that people should focus on creating value rather than accumulating possessions. By choosing to live in a tiny, efficient home instead of a mansion, he was making a statement about priorities and sustainability. The fact that he chose a Boxabl Casita gave the company enormous credibility and attention. The connection makes sense when you think about it. Musk has always been attracted to innovative technology that challenges conventional thinking. Boxabl's approach to housing, factory-built, efficiently designed, quickly deployed, aligns perfectly with his philosophy of using technology to solve big problems. The company's patented folding technology allows them to ship houses at a fraction of the cost of traditional construction, and their manufacturing process is designed for mass production. What makes Boxabl genuinely revolutionary isn't just the folding concept. It's their entire approach to rethinking how houses are built. Traditional home construction is incredibly inefficient. Every house is essentially a custom project, built on-site by teams of workers using methods that haven't changed much in decades. Weather delays construction, skilled labor is expensive and hard to find, and quality control is inconsistent. Boxabl flips this model completely. Their houses are built in a controlled factory environment using advanced manufacturing techniques. Quality is consistent because every unit goes through the same precise process. Construction time is measured in hours instead of months, and because the finished product folds flat, shipping costs are dramatically reduced. The folding mechanism itself is an engineering marvel. The house is built on a steel frame with walls that fold inward using a patented hinge system. When folded, the entire structure is only 8.5 feet wide, which means it can be transported on standard roads without special permits. The unfolding process is designed to be simple enough that it doesn't require specialized equipment or highly skilled technicians. Once unfolded, the casita provides everything you need for modern living. The kitchen includes full-sized appliances, a refrigerator, range, microwave, and dishwasher. The bathroom has a full shower, toilet, and vanity. There's space for a washer and dryer, and the electrical system is designed to handle all the power needs of a modern household. The company even offers options for off-grid living with solar panels and battery systems. To understand why people are so excited about the idea of $10,000 houses, you need to understand the scale of the housing crisis facing America and much of the world. In many major cities, the median home price has reached levels that make homeownership impossible for middle-class families. Young adults are living with their parents longer than ever before, not by choice, but because they simply can't afford to move out. The traditional construction industry hasn't been able to keep up with demand. Building codes and zoning laws often make it difficult or impossible to build smaller, more affordable housing options. Construction costs keep rising due to labor shortages and material costs. The result is a system that produces housing that's increasingly expensive and out of reach for ordinary people. This is where companies like Boxabl become genuinely important. By rethinking the entire process of how houses are built and delivered, they're creating options that didn't exist before. A $60,000 house is still expensive, but it's dramatically more affordable than traditional housing in most markets. And because these houses can be placed on smaller lots or used as accessory dwelling units, they create possibilities for people who might otherwise be priced out of homeownership entirely. But let's be realistic about the challenges. While Boxabl's technology is impressive, there are significant obstacles to widespread adoption. The biggest challenge is regulatory. Most cities and counties have building codes and zoning laws that were written with traditional construction in mind. Getting approval to place a Boxabl casita can be complicated and time-consuming. Many areas require houses to be built on permanent foundations, which adds cost and complexity to the Boxabl installation process. Some jurisdictions don't allow tiny houses at all, regardless of how well built they are. And even where they are allowed, connecting to utilities like water, sewer, and electricity often requires permits and professional installation. There's also the question of financing. Traditional mortgages are designed for conventional houses on permanent foundations. Getting a loan for a modular home can be more difficult and expensive. This means that even though the house itself might be more affordable, the total cost of ownership might not be as low as it initially appears. Boxabl is also dealing with the challenges of scaling up production. According to their website, they have tens of thousands of people on their waiting list, but their manufacturing capacity is still limited. Building the factory infrastructure to produce houses at scale requires significant investment and time. Despite these challenges, what Boxabl and similar companies are doing represents a genuine shift in how we think about housing. The idea that a house should be manufactured in a factory, delivered complete, and set up in hours rather than months is revolutionary. And while the current price point isn't the $10,000 that viral videos claim, the trajectory is clear. As production scales up and the technology improves, costs will come down. Elon Musk's endorsement, through his personal choice to live in a Boxabl house, has brought enormous attention to this approach. It's created a conversation about whether we really need massive houses filled with possessions, or whether smaller, more efficient living spaces might actually provide a better quality of life while being more sustainable and affordable. The connection to Tesla's broader mission is also worth considering. Tesla isn't just a car company, it's an energy company focused on sustainable transportation and power generation. A house that can be powered entirely by solar panels and battery storage fits perfectly into that vision of a sustainable future. While Tesla isn't manufacturing houses directly, the integration possibilities are obvious. What's happening with Boxabl is part of a broader wave of innovation in housing and construction. Companies around the world are experimenting with 3D printed houses, prefabricated construction, and new materials that could dramatically reduce the cost and time required to build homes. Some are working on houses that can be printed on site using concrete and other materials. Others are developing modular systems that allow houses to be assembled from standardized components. The common thread in all of these innovations is the recognition that the traditional construction industry is ripe for disruption. Just as Tesla challenged the automotive industry by rethinking what a car could be, these housing companies are challenging the construction industry by rethinking what a house could be. The potential impact is enormous. If these technologies can be scaled up and regulatory barriers can be overcome, we could see a fundamental shift in housing affordability and availability. The dream of home ownership could become accessible to millions of people who are currently priced out of the market. So what should you take away from all of this? First, be skeptical of viral claims about revolutionary products, especially when they seem too good to be true. The idea of a $10,000 Tesla house is appealing, but it's not based in reality. Elon Musk and Tesla are not in the housing business, despite what social media posts might claim. But second, don't dismiss the underlying story. Real innovation is happening in the housing industry, and companies like Boxabl are creating genuinely new possibilities for affordable, sustainable living. While their houses cost more than the viral videos claim, they're still dramatically more affordable than traditional housing in many markets. The fact that Elon Musk chose to live in a Boxabl house is significant, not because it means Tesla is entering the housing market, but because it demonstrates that innovative, efficient living spaces can provide a high quality of life while being more sustainable and affordable than traditional alternatives. The story of Elon Musk's $10,000 house is a perfect example of how internet misinformation can distort a genuinely interesting story. The viral claims are false, but the reality is actually more fascinating than the hype. We're witnessing the early stages of a revolution in how houses are designed, built, and delivered. Companies like Boxabl are proving that it's possible to create high-quality, affordable housing using innovative manufacturing techniques. While we're not quite at the point where you can buy a complete house for $10,000, we're moving in that direction. As these technologies mature and scale up, and as regulatory barriers are addressed, we could see a future where affordable, sustainable housing is available to everyone who needs it. The real lesson here isn't about Elon Musk or Tesla, or even Boxabl specifically. It's about the power of innovation to challenge assumptions and create new possibilities. The housing crisis is real, but so is human ingenuity. And sometimes the most important revolutions start not with grand announcements or viral marketing campaigns, but with quiet innovations that gradually change how we think about what's possible. Whether you're interested in tiny house living, concerned about housing affordability, or just curious about how technology is changing the world around us, this story offers a glimpse into a future where the way we live might be very different from today. And that future is closer than you might think. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more.